Just saying, you know. And we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. has now joined the conversation on Floyd's recent arising issues, and he knows what took his son's money. He's seen it coming for years. The flashy lifestyle, the reckless spending, the need to always be seen as Money Mayweather, it all added up. Floyd Sr. recently admitted that he warned his son about this exact outcome. He had concerns long before the headlines started swirling. He watched other fighters lose their fortunes, and he didn't want the same fate for Floyd Jr., but his son didn't listen. He lived in the moment, fueled by the image he created, drowning in wealth, but never thinking it could run out.
Surprised at all. It's
Money Mayweather.
It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
People don't like Floyd.
You start a business, but I need
People
you guys
do
to
not like somebody who's gonna just constantly show money.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has always been proud of his reputation as a big spender. It wasn't just about being rich, it was about proving he was the richest, loudest, and flashiest in any room. But behind that image was a pattern, one that Floyd Sr. saw clearly. Being close to his son, he saw the endless purchases, cars that never got driven, homes that sat empty, watches that cost more than some people earn in a lifetime. According to Floyd Sr., he told his son, "This won't last forever." But Floyd Jr. didn't want to hear it.
Say, man, they on Money Mayweather line right now, man. The boy done did a $402 million scam. Like he was getting all his property. Man, he never really put his money into any type of portfolios. He never invested his money in anything that was lucrative. He only did a whole lot of excessive spending, man. And buying a lot of assets that depreciate over time, man.
The numbers behind Floyd's lifestyle are almost hard to believe. He once bought 7 luxury cars in a single day just because he could. His collection includes rarities like the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, a car worth $4.7 million. And he didn't just park them and forget. He hired staff to clean them daily, paying for constant maintenance, custom upgrades, and storage. That kind of upkeep alone runs into hundreds of thousands a year.
We got options. I got about 100 cars, but right here, we like to call this the Sweet 16. Lambo, Ferrari.
Then there's his obsession with watches. Not just any watches, but pieces like the $18 million Jacob & Company billionaire watch, iced out with 260 carats of emerald-cut diamonds. That's not a one-time splurge either. He's been known to spend up to $2 million in one day just on jewelry. Floyd sees luxury not as a treat, but a necessity. It's embedded in how he defines himself.
If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. If I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs $18 million.
When it comes to homes, Floyd's real estate holdings stretch coast to coast. His Las Vegas mansion is 22,000 square feet of marble floors, golden chandeliers, and custom everything. He also claimed to have bought a $25 million estate in Beverly Hills, complete with its own wine cellar, cinema, and a guest house that looks more luxurious than most people's primary homes. But the thing is, he barely spends time in any of them. He once revealed that he never wears the same pair of underwear twice. That little quirk costs him an estimated $6,500 every year. On top of that, he carries around stacks of cash everywhere. $100K in his backpack isn't unusual. He said he doesn't trust banks, preferring to handle money himself. That might sound cool on Instagram, but it's a financial red flag.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money. So Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion.
What Floyd Sr. feared most is now a conversation among fans, financial advisors, and the media. Even though Floyd is said to have earned over $1 billion during his career, reports now say he burnt through $75 million a year. That's not just spending, it's heavy spending. He lives in a cycle of high stakes and higher expenses. He throws lavish parties, flies across the globe on a whim, and spends like there's no tomorrow. He paid over $18 million in taxes recently.
Floyd not take out his own jets?
Floyd's got 3.
Oh, yeah,
So Floyd's got the one that he got, and he got
tax problems. That's what he's got.
That payment shook a lot of people who were already wondering about the true state of his finances. Floyd always claims to be ahead, always says the money's fine, but when you see him returning to the ring for exhibition matches, people start asking why. He fought Logan Paul in what many called a money grab. That fight wasn't about legacy or competition, it was about cash. Mayweather himself admitted it. He called the Logan Paul exhibition a legalized bank robbery. He made millions for a few rounds with someone not even considered a real boxer. And he keeps doing it. More exhibitions, more gimmick matches. The money keeps coming, but so do the doubts.
Eventually, right, I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're gonna puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. And I don't really care. I just want my money.
Eddie Hearn, the top boxing promoter, has gone on record saying Mayweather's doing these fights because he needs the money. He even confronted Floyd in person about it. Mayweather didn't back down. He pulled out receipts. He started showing Hearn proof of his financial status, saying he was still rich, still thriving. But the need to defend himself that aggressively, that's not something the old Mayweather would have bothered with.
These guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending,
It's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan weighed in too. He didn't pull any punches, suggesting that a fear of going broke fuels Floyd's non-stop exhibitions. He said Floyd knows how to make money, but doesn't know how to keep it. And when someone with a platform like Rogan says that, people listen. It adds fuel to a growing perception that Floyd's empire might not be as solid as it looks. Mayweather has tried to shift the conversation by highlighting his investments. He claims to have put over $400 million into real estate.
It's really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him, and he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive career is over. Needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's absolutely, he needs money. You think he's going once broke? Again, come on. Fighters like that always go broke.
He says he owns 62 buildings in New York and even part of the Versace mansion in Miami. That sounds impressive, but multiple reports have currently challenged that claim. Business Insider found no solid evidence of majority ownership. Experts believe he might hold small, symbolic stakes in these properties rather than outright ownership. It's unclear whether these are genuine wealth-building moves or just more image maintenance. His foray into entertainment has also continued post-retirement. One of the most talked-about paydays of his career came not from boxing, but from wrestling. He made $20 million in just 11 minutes during his appearance at WrestleMania 24. That match with Big Show was one of the most memorable celebrity crossovers in WWE history, but again, it's telling.
He feuded with the Big Show, who at 7'2" and 500 pounds was roughly 3 times Money's size. Even still, the two fought at WrestleMania 24, and Mayweather got the Duke by knocking out Big Show with a pair of brass knuckles. Mayweather earned a mere $20 million for the bout, and because it was pro wrestling, he didn't have to pay a fine for being a dirty, dirty cheater.
Floyd isn't just boxing anymore. He's looking anywhere he can for a payday. The pressure is clear, and it's not just coming from the outside. Behind the scenes, Floyd's advisors are reportedly worried. They've seen this pattern before. Athletes who thought the money would last forever. Athletes who ended up bankrupt. They've been trying to get Floyd to slow down, to budget, to invest smartly. But how do you tell Money Mayweather to stop spending? Floyd Sr.'s warning wasn't just a father talking. It was a man who's been in boxing long enough to know how quickly everything can fall apart. He told his son that wealth disappears faster than it's earned, especially when you live like the rules don't apply. His voice is now part of a chorus of concern. Mayweather has always positioned himself as untouchable. But money, no matter how much, has limits.
Money Man is getting ready. Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. We had to get the ones. Make it rain. Check it out. I need everybody. That girl collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl collection. Yeah.
They worry. They've seen this pattern.
At the peak of his career, Floyd was untouchable, undefeated, unmatched, and unbothered. He reigned as the sport's cash king. He wasn't just making money, he was money. That nickname didn't come from his skills alone. It came from the lifestyle, the flamboyance, and the image he curated so relentlessly. But recently, that image has been cracking. Chris A. of Boxing News put it bluntly in a viral post. At his peak, he made $300 million in one night versus Manny Pacquiao, with the event grossing over $500 million globally. But beneath the flash and undefeated record, a troubling financial picture has emerged, one filled with IRS debt, unpaid staff, and real estate fraud allegations.
It accumulated to the point where it messed with the mental health. My wife had to go to the hospital for stress and anxiety from this job. We accumulated hospital bills. It's just a lot of different things that just kind of hurts your heart, and it sucks that you got to go through it. Working for such a big name company, you would think you move from a small town city in Alabama to Los Angeles, Hollywood, and everything would be good. The grass would be greener, but the reality of it is we're not even getting paid.
This isn't just another jab at a retired boxer. This is a crisis of identity, because when your whole empire is built around the idea that you are the richest man in the room, the mere suggestion that your wealth is unstable is more damaging than any punch ever thrown. And the numbers back up the concern. Floyd wasn't a slow learner. He was making obscene amounts of money per fight. These are not amounts that should vanish easily, but the talks won't stop. Debt, lawsuits, real estate schemes, disgruntled staff, delayed payments. It's no longer just whispers. It's being dissected in front of the world. And Floyd's every move is under a microscope.
He owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the, the basketball game.
That microscope only zoomed in tighter when Mayweather posted a photo on X, casually signing a WBC belt. Signing memorabilia for my ACT account holders, he wrote, brushing off the noise like it wasn't even there. But the timing of that post? Suspicious to many. Critics jumped on it. One user mocked the moment, "I can hear 50 now, champ selling his belts," referencing Mayweather's longtime rival 50 Cent, who's always been eager to poke fun at Floyd's every misstep. The rapper hasn't responded yet, but knowing 50's track record, it's a matter of when, not if. Other comments weren't much kinder.
Back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
It took, been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local host.
50 Cent will come with different ideas, said another, anticipating a new wave of public humiliation. Others simply begged Floyd to find another way. Do an exhibition with a popular streamer, bro. Don't sell your belt. The belt, for them, symbolized legacy, not a thing to be given away like a token in a desperate moment. And this is where Floyd's dilemma deepens. For years, exhibitions were seen as a clever hustle. Fight non-boxers, collect millions, don't risk the record, everyone wins. But now those same exhibitions are being looked at differently, less like brilliance, more like lifelines. When a fighter who once sold out arenas for real fights is now scrambling to fight YouTubers and influencers, fans start connecting the dots.
But soon it's a matter of when, not if, other comments weren't much kinder. When my career is over, as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibition, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's 80 and 90 that's still making hundreds of millions and billions, but as soon as somebody black does it, your people, your own people, say, oh, he's broke.
Yet Mayweather remains defiant. He continues to live out loud, flying private, flashing watches, shopping with entourages. He still posts like the money will never stop, but even loyal fans are questioning the act. One user tried to defend him. Champ, they saying you ain't got it, I call cap. I think they just hate it. But that defense, once strong, is starting to weaken, because even without concrete proof, the signs are everywhere. There's no denying Mayweather's place in boxing history. His defensive mastery, timing, and ring IQ are immortal. With 50 wins and no losses, 15 major world titles, and an unmatched ability to sell fights, he's secured his legacy inside the ring.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, you know, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave.
He shares a record with Joe Louis, 26 consecutive world title fight victories. That's an elite company, but outside the ring, the legacy is looking fragile. The IRS doesn't care about records, nor do lawyers, accountants, or investors. And while Mayweather may have been able to fight off opponents, fighting financial decline is a different beast. It's quiet, it's slow, and it doesn't care how many belts you have. Chris A's post didn't just accuse Mayweather of financial recklessness, it went deeper. His spending was branded as motivational, but financial analysts compared it to the short-sighted habits of other athletes who lost it all. The notion that Floyd isn't a financial genius, but simply another athlete caught in the cycle, earn big, spend bigger, and scramble when the checks stop flowing, it's almost surreal.
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another. Whereas, I feel like everybody choose what they should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself. One of the best investments that I did was New York real estate. So it started off with 7 figures and I was getting a certain amount of money every month. When I first gave them $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month. So I said, yo, the money kept coming on the 18th every month. $50,000 would come in. I still was competing, I still was fighting, I still was active, and I still was making just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8 and a half. Some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller